Today we're going to learn about Simulate and how to code these distributions that are not the exponential standard distributions. So if you take a look over here, I have inter-arrival times and service times. And this is basically like the MG model, but it's actually a GG model right here. So you would consider this GG. And let's assume we don't know how many servers there are, but we could start with one. Infinity, infinity. All right, so let's start by coding these distributions. This could be a barber shop. It could be ships arriving at a port, and this is the unloading time. It could be almost anything, right? All right, so new simulation. First step, go to build. Make sure you have the 2024 edition. Okay, distributions. New, probability profile. Now for the inter-arrival, I only need 3 boxes, right? So let's delete a bunch of these boxes. So I'm going to go to the 4th box and just keep right-clicking and deleting them. It's easier with a mouse. This would be pretty tedious to do without a mouse, so plug in a mouse. Okay. All right, so let's get the probabilities first. 0.4, 0.4. So 0. So it's percentage, so it's 40. Hit tab, and it looks like it locks it. Hit 40 again. Tab, and 20 is already set. All right. I forgot to delete this one, so let's delete this one here. All right, now click on value. Click on any of the values, and notice, unfortunately, the values it looks like it's a percentage, but it's just a bug in the system. That's actually the value. So 5, tab, 10, tab, 15. All right, and then everything is good. This is what it looks like. So why don't we name it inter arrive 01. You could have a lot of these. And let's hit OK. All right, now let's do the same thing for the service. So let's go to distributions, new, probability profile. Once again, we need 4 of these, so let's delete a bunch of them. You could always add by inserting, if you delete too many by accident. Delete. Looks like one more, right? All right, so let's see. The first one is going to be 20%, so 20, 35, 35, and 10. Okay, hit tab. It looks like if you just keep hitting tab, it goes right to the values. So 10, 20, 30, and 40. All right, let's call it service 01. Okay. I like the digital clock. It's not mandatory, of course, but if you right-click on the clock, you can go to digital face, and hour, minutes, time and day, everything looks good. All right, let's start with a single server. All right. So let's start with a single server. Okay, and all right, and so we have a single server set up. This is the GG1. Let's code for the correct distributions. So inter-arrival, we'll put that in the start with a source. That's a source. Then I'll click on the activity, and I'll go to the distribution here. I'll go down, and I'll get a server. right, let's go to File, Preferences, and let's make the travel time 0 so it doesn't take into account the length of these lines. Before you run it, it's always a good idea to save the file in case it crashes, and it does crash kind of often. So we're doing GGX. So I'm going to call it GGX. Okay. All right. Click on Home, and let's run it slowly at first just to see what it looks like. All right, speed it up a bit. All right, it looks like this. It looks like we need to hire some more servers, right? So if you click on here and right click, if you say just click on it and click on results, you see for this queue, average length of the queue as L sub q is 83.69. So once again, that's so L sub q. So for one server, so say we have one server, L sub q, that looks like it's about 83.69. That's if you run it for a week. And let's look at W sub q, 683. W sub q, 683, and I think the units are hours, maybe minutes. Let's double check. So it actually is important to know what the units are. Yeah, I believe the units are minutes actually. Everything was done in minutes. Right click on clock properties, time units. Yes, minutes. So we are in minutes. Okay, so that's important to know. Okay. Obviously, it's not good. They're waiting for way too long in our queue. So let's add another server. So right click, duplication wizard. Let's try 2. Let's make 2. Let's make one extra copy. Okay, and it literally copies it. Let's reset. Reset. Hit that back arrow there. Let's run it again. And with Q, the average weight went to 288. So 288, it got better. And the length of the queue, click on results, 33.27. Okay, that's for 2 servers. So we're improving. All right, let's reset this. Let's try another one. Duplication wizard. Let's make a third. And go back to home. Run it. I think you might need to reset the travel times. Let's do that too, because I added some arrows. So just to be safe, I'm going to set the travel times to 0. I'm not sure if you're required to do that, but it doesn't hurt. All right, let's reset. Run it again. We ran it for a week, and it looks like we have a steady state. So let's run it for a long time. Once you know you have a steady state, let's run it for a year continuously. Reset it. All right, after an entire year, as you can see, 113,959 customers left the system. This is how many entered. You have 3, and it looks like you have 3 in the queue, in the servers. So it looks like now we have a nice steady state. And as you can see, look with 3 servers, look how dramatically things are better. So we have L sub q is 0.74, and W sub Q is 6.57 minutes. All right, so I'll make some more videos soon. Stay tuned.